Hello and welcome back to another episode of Swinging at Shins. I am joined, as always, by Aaron. Aaron, how you doing?
Not so bad. It's kind of late. It's almost past my bedtime, but I think we'll manage.
Yeah, he turns into a pumpkin at about 8:30. But I am Rhett Conaway, and I am excited because we are on the eve of quarterfinals in the World Cup, and I could not be more excited. But before we get to that, we got to make a quick little roundup. First of all, Luis Enrique fired by Spain, or possibly left, but they already had a replacement in mind, so I think fired is the right word.
I think left is also a side possibility. He did leave Barcelona unannounced too, so
yeah, I mean, he had the whole thing with his daughter.
So then he went back and family things.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, it could have been just, hey guys, no matter what happens, I could win the World Cup. As soon as this World Cup's over, I'm done. Could have been that.
That's fair.
Not so bad that he was replaced by Luis de la Fuente. It's more the juxtaposition of somehow Hansi Flick has a job still.
And backed.
Yeah, I don't understand. Obviously, what we're talking about is the same thing that we talked about all the way back in our previews, where Germany's biggest problem was the lack of a true striker. There was the whole full Krug, excuse my pronunciation, issue. Apparently, he had a falling out with Flick, and that's one of the reasons why he wasn't playing. You know how soccer is. You know how the soccer media is. Who knows how much of this is actually true? But that just, I'm in the World Cup. I don't care if the guy just got done slapping my mom. If he scores goals, he's in. Like, that's not entirely true, Mom. But still, almost true. Like, what did this guy do in that play?
No, I mean, he was obviously their best option as striker, and that makes a ton of sense why Mueller was playing up top way more, and Fulkrug was getting, dirty minutes instead of, start time. It blows my mind. Like you said, it's the World Cup. Who cares? Get over it. You get once every 4 years to do this, and any petty squabbles you have, you put them to the side. So it's crazy.
It would be easier if every time Fulkrug didn't come on, Germany's goal scoring problem didn't disappear. But every time he did, it did. He came on and suddenly balls were flying in the back of nets. It happened in the Costa Rica game.
Yep.
He came on. He was a menace. He created an assist immediately. He had another goal. He had like 20 minutes of game time, and he had 2 goal interactions. They would be in it still. In fact, I think that they would still be in it right now in the quarterfinals if they could just have played him. I don't know what was going on. And, of course, we don't. Maybe he was playing with an injury. It could have very well been a Romelu Lukaku situation, except for he was a little bit healthier.
Mm-hmm.
When he did come on, he looked better. But I don't know. That's inexcusable to me. And I like Mueller. I do. But every time I saw him up top, it was almost like he was getting the Miroslav Klose treatment.
Mm-hmm.
But the difference is Klose was still scoring. Like, he wasn't necessarily the best person for that position at that time, but he was still scoring. They were still winning.
Yep.
I mostly remember the 2014 World Cup with him.
Yep.
Yeah, that worked out for Germany pretty well. I don't know. But hey, we don't get paid to do any of that. So nope. I guess we should just move on. This is going to be a little bit different of an episode. We are going to mostly do predictions and prep work for the upcoming quarterfinal matches. We had some life stuff happen and weren't able to get our reactions to the round of 16 in time. So instead, it's all about prep for the quarterfinals, starting with match 1. It's funny. I was about to say the match I'm most excited for. I think it might be the most exciting match. I don't know if it's this match I'm most excited for, but Croatia versus Brazil.
It is kind of polar opposite teams.
It is.
Think about it. Like Brazil is one of those teams that are just gonna use their technique and pace and run you down. And Croatia's the team that grind and counter and grind. I think this is going to be a fun matchup because of the polar opposites.
I mean, worst case scenario is it's a blowout. In which case, when the Brazilians blow people out, especially in this tournament, they've shown it's fun.
Yep. By the way, hold on. I wrote something down in our show notes earlier. But to those people who are complaining about Brazil dancing, shame on you. I mean, really, shame on you. Sports is for fun, right? We play sports to have fun.
And they don't have to dance well. The pigeon dance is dumb, but you go for a goal.
I don't care. You know how hard it is to score a goal? So if sports is for having fun, then that's their way of expressing fun, then you need to rethink your life. Anyway.
You can clearly tell what our stance on bat flips are.
I mean, shit, if I could do a backflip, I'd do a backflip too.
You get a ball 430 feet, you get to do a backflip. You score a goal, like some of the goals where Charleston has been scoring, you get to pigeon dance with your coach as much as you want.
Yep.
I think it's a silly dance. My only problem with the Brazilians is you just look like you're kind of having a seizure. But I'm not mad that you're doing it. I think it's fun.
Mm-hmm.
And that's just the way it is. You're not rubbing it in the other team's face. And at no point do I think it's any worse than screaming or playing up the crowd. I think it's better than kicking over the corner flag. Someone's got to go pick that up. What if you break it in half? Now some ball boy's got to run back into the storage room and get another one out. Now you're just dancing. Dancing doesn't hurt anybody. I'll never understand people who get mad at anyone dancing at any time.
No.
If a national tragedy happens, the president shouldn't dance to the podium to talk about it. Apart from that, dancing all the time.
Yep.
All right.
Well, anyway, back to the match.
Going back to the matchup. Ooh, this show used to be about soccer. Going back to the matchup, I'm excited because I think this might be – we're going to find out a lot about Brazil. That's what I'm trying to say. Has Brazil faced teams that possibly have had good defenses, but those defenses haven't actually shown up? Because you cannot say that about Croatia's. Croatia's defense is here.
They're going to beat the heck out of you.
We talked about this in the preview. Someone always has their net worth skyrocket at the World Cup. A lot of people talking Cody Gakpo. To those people, I say you just weren't paying attention before the World Cup. He's not doing anything he hasn't been doing all year.
It just gets highlighted 10 times more.
For me, it's Gvardiol, the center back for Croatia, with his big carbon fiber mask. Dude is a beast. He had the tackle of the tournament on Lukaku.
Yeah.
In the Belgium game. He's just amazing. His defensive play is immense. One thing I am worried about, though, with Croatia is that Japanese goal. Everybody but him was flat-footed. Every single person was caught flat-footed, and you cannot be flat-footed against this Brazilian team. They will destroy it. It'll be over.
Yep.
You have to be 100% for 90-plus minutes. And that's why I think Brazil is going to win this one, just because they're too much. They're
yeah. I mean, I don't know if Croatia's going to have enough legs to even do it. They came out of extra time having to go to PKs again and early on in this tournament. So
yeah, and you noticed when they went to PKs, Modric came off, but he didn't come off because PKs. He came off in the 98th minute.
Yeah, no, I saw him get sub off really early. It was weird.
He's getting old, and yeah, I just don't know if he has the legs for this.
Well, they're the third oldest team too. Brazil is ahead of them, and then Argentina is ahead of both of them. But I mean, Brazil's ahead of them because Dani Alves is 37 years old and he's on the squad, so it kind of bloats the.
Well, yeah, but there's age. Now we're Americans. You've had to watch Tom Brady for how long?
Still do. What are you talking about?
Exactly, and that's my point. There's age, and then there's how you play. And the way the Brazilians play is just so quick. And part of that is up to their depth.
Yep.
You go give me 70 minutes of the hardest football you can, and Gabriel Martinelli gets to replace you.
Yep.
You know, it's not like Martinelli's trying to do everything. Martinelli gets 70 minutes of rest. It's crazy how well they can do that. It's crazy how many players they have.
Do you think Croatia could pull out a win? And if they do, how do they do it?
So
I have a thought.
To crib off your notes, that's exactly how they do it. Croatia only wins this game by slowing the game down and winning set pieces. I agree with you 100%. Sorry, we shared the same notes. I 100% agree with you. I mean, that's how they beat Japan. They slowed Japan down. Perisic had that beauty of a header.
Oh, it was so good.
And Perisic is he's a gamer. He hustles. He's everywhere, but he can't do it alone against this Brazilian team. And that's the other thing that scares me about Brazil. They always have 5 guys forward.
Yep.
Oh, wait, I don't even.
And they're always in space. And no one's marking them within 3-4 yards. And it's like, how do you do it?
It's insane.
Well, so I had this thought too, and I think we said this about the USA match against the Netherlands. Is like, why are we overloading to the ball one side? It's like because we're trying to mismatch numbers. You don't see that against teams like Brazil because typically it's like one player has the ball and then 2 defenders are on that player because of the quality that player is. So then now you have those unmarked players in the box because of the quality of these players. I
100% agree. They're like a 1v1 or even a 2v1 on half these Brazilian guys is there's like a natural overload.
Yep.
You almost have to triple team these guys.
And
I absolutely 100% agree with what you're saying. It's just one of those. You can't commit more than 2 guys to anyone at a time, and even then, you don't even want to commit 2 guys to someone.
Yeah.
You can't even. There's like no press triggers against these guys.
No, you just have to hope that you have a better day.
You got to push them wide.
They have a worse day.
You have to use your touchline as your best friend. You have to push them wide as much as you can. You have to slow them down. And this is going to get into, and I know a lot of people aren't going to like to hear this, a lot of good fouls. You're going to have to foul the crap out of them to slow it down.
Yep. You're going to have to foul.
We talked about that in the Switzerland game when Richarlison had a setter. I think that was a Swiss game. Our old coach, we have a messenger with him, and he's talking about how do you let him do that? You just have to take his legs out. And I'm like, you don't even have to take his legs out. You have to jump through him, but make a play at the ball. Which leads into my point of you cannot be intimidated by this Brazilian team. You're in the World Cup. It's the quarterfinals. Everyone deserves to be here.
Yeah, you're here for a reason.
You have to, you're here for a reason. You have to play to your strength, and your strength is slowing the game down, doing set pieces, and even though Brazil is so good, having probably the 3 best technical midfielders that are left.
Yeah.
I still think Kovacic, Brozovic, and Modric on their best day are the 3 best midfielders left who all play that technical ability. They're not the midfield I'd choose. I don't think they're the best midfield left, but from a technical standpoint, who's going to make that perfect looping cross to the back post to find their guy on a set piece?
Yep. Who's going to slip it between the mag? Who's going to meg a player? Who's going to slip it between the lines? It's got to be something like that.
Modric almost had him skip penalties. I don't know if you saw, it was in sometime in the 80 to 90 minute range. Ball popped up, and he had a free kick on a volley from like 20 yards out. And the only reason why he didn't score the game winner is because of the Japanese goalkeeper. I mean, it was top 90.
Oh, yeah. I know what you're talking about.
It's that kind of moment. If you can keep it close, if you can keep it level, that kind of moment can put you through.
Yep.
Anyway, enough on this game and enough of us gushing about Brazil. Almost enough of us. What's your prediction?
I think Brazil wins 3-1.
Yeah, I think 3-0. I can see a way with which Croatia wins this match, but
Sure.
I don't think it's going to happen.
They're just Brazil's playing just so good. Everyone's clicking. It's so hard not to be on that bandwagon.
Yep. I mean, again, like we said, their off-the-ball movement is amazing.
Yep.
Their ability to find space is amazing, and their depth is amazing.
All of it.
On to the second match of the day, the Netherlands versus Argentina.
Yep.
You want to lead this one off?
Sure. So it's more like Messi versus the Netherlands, isn't it? Because Argentina's been pretty reliant on Messi scoring just about everything. But,
Messi and Julian Alvarez.
Yeah.
I'll accept that. Lautaro Martinez, I don't know what happened to him.
Yeah.
He looks lost.
He
does not look good.
I don't know what Argentina boss needs to do, but they need to find somebody else. Or maybe they don't have anybody else. I really don't know.
Well, I think, they did well. They've been starting Julian up top and Messi on the right. And I think that's doing well.
Yeah.
Here's my thought. We've said this a bunch. World Cup comes down to class as much as it comes down to form. The Netherlands are definitely a team in form. Argentina is still gushing class. However, and the reason why everyone's so down on them is because Brazil is running rampant.
Yep.
And Argentina is doing just enough to win. Just enough to win. But when you've already won ugly and you know you can win beautiful, you know what I mean? Like, I can see them having one game like Brazil against the Dutch where they put in 4 and everyone goes, oh, man, Argentina. Well, of course Argentina's going to win.
Yeah.
On their team. I really do. I don't know that that's going to happen. Yep. Memphis Depay looked amazing against the USA. Cody Gakpo is amazing and class. Virgil van Dijk seems to only be bad in the Premier League. He's great in the Champions League. He seems to be doing very well for the Dutch national team.
Yeah.
I don't know about the back three of Ake and Timber. Daily
I was going to say
spend a lot of time in defense tomorrow.
It might come down to Timber and how well he can play. I think Ake is okay. I don't really have a problem with him. I think he can hold his own. But Timber, if he can make or break that defense right there.
Well, and Ake is going to be on the Messi side.
You mean the whole entire pitch? Messi's all over the place. Don't tell me.
True. Well, and that's part of his problem. That's part of the problem marking him. He's always all over the pitch. I don't know. I would say it's a trap game, but we just got done saying everyone deserves to be here. But this is one of those games, the way Argentina loves to hold possession and pass the ball around, and how good the Dutch are at counterattacking.
Yeah, this is kind of one of those, like, it can play to the Netherlands game plan kind of deal. I
am
think
not saying that the USA is as good as the Netherlands, but what I am saying is when the Netherlands scored against the USA in the quarterfinal in the round of 16, that was the first goal in open play that the US had given up, and it was off a perfect counterattack.
Yeah.
And if the Dutch pull that off against Argentina, they are going to score.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with that for sure, because, I mean, a really good counterattack can really cut anybody open.
And I'm just saying the Dutch have it.
My worry about Argentina is that they're still playing. They only can play Automenti in the back, and he is old, and he's been playing well in this particular tournament. But Gakpo and Depay might, expose him.
Dumfries also.
Yeah.
And we haven't even brought up Frankie de Jong.
I don't want
who still needs to. I mean, guy plays for Barcelona. He's not a bad player. He still needs to have a breakout game.
I think he's just been doing fine. He's been playing as that holder, that pivot point. So it's not like he's looking to score goals. It's just facilitating the ball. That's what his job is.
True. All right. Predictions for this one?
Oh,
and don't look at mine.
No, I wasn't going to go with that. I see a 2-1 Argentine. Yeah, 2-1. 2-1 Argentina.
I think it's going to be 3-2 to the Dutch, and I think the Dutch are going to score their third in extra time. Messi's going to put in at least one. I think Julian Alvarez is good for one or an assist. Messi could have both. I think that's going to happen. The problem is I think that Argentina is going to get caught flat-footed a couple times. And then if they get into extra time, I know that that's going to be like the perfect moment for Messi to do his thing. But I think they're going to be too tired, and I think the Dutch are just going to have that one more counterattack where the Argentinians get caught out, and that's going to be it.
I can't agree with that because of Emi Martinez. He's just going to save everything, except for that one goal that I predicted.
He can't save everything. It's too big, In fairness to the Argentinians, I know everyone says, oh, we'll 2-1 against the Socceroos. That goal by Australia,
fluke.
That was a hell of a deflection. No one's saving that.
No.
But if it's a 2-on-1 or 2-on-none against Emi Martinez, he's not God. I love the guy, but he's not God. It's a big goal back there. Anyway, on to the match that I think everyone's sleeping on, to be honest. Morocco-Portugal.
Yeah, well, that's fair because Morocco has been the Cinderella story, which I'm kind of surprised nobody's really backing because of the Cinderella story bit. Everybody loves a good, I'll say it one more time, Cinderella. And Morocco's been that in this tournament. They've had, I'm not sure what they're doing, to be honest. Like, they're keeping really good shape. They're countering when they need to. They're getting people in the box. They're very much keeping the defense of the other team on their toes, because it's one goal could come from a long shot. One goal could come from a cross. A goal, they work the ball in the box every now and then. It's a very, from what I watched, there's just a lot that they can do, and there's nothing that the other defense can just sit on.
I agree. They're very much not one-dimensional. And as a lot of the teams that are playing above where people expected them to be, they were one-dimensional.
Yeah.
People are talking about how Japan's changed tournament football. That's to be seen.
Yeah.
But they had their formula. Morocco doesn't seem to have a strong formula that they follow, except for their wingbacks, Hakimi and Mazraoui, are just – they press, they push forward.
Yep.
They give wonderful defensive coverage. And then Yusuf and Nesri, I believe is how you pronounce his name.
Yeah,
plays for Sevilla. Just beautiful. Such a great he's got that instinct, man. He's just always where he needs to be. Which, like you're saying, they never play the same way twice.
Yep.
That being said, it's not Portugal anymore. It's Portugal. I have never seen anyone sit the player who has defined their team and then play this good.
Yeah. I mean, did
Gonzalo
you see
Romero's, João Felix, Bruno Fernandes. Just amazing. Did you see
that Southampton tried to sign and was close to signing Ramos and Cody Gakpo over the summer, and just it fell through?
Who knows how close?
Allegedly in the soccer world, it could have come from Mirror, and you can't believe them.
If I'm a Dutch guy and I'm playing for PSV and Southampton comes knocking, I still play for PSV.
Oh, God, yeah. I'm playing in tournaments. I'm not playing in tournaments if I'm Southampton.
Yeah, you know. I don't know. Portugal's deep. Portugal's good. And my God, do they score.
They're pulling Rafael Leao off the bench, and he's ripping in bangers in like the 74th minute. How can you stop that? Yeah, exactly.
You know, a lot of people looked at Portugal and went, oh, well, you know, it's a Cristiano Ronaldo show. It's like,
Well, it's a good
thing. A lot of really good guys on this team. A lot of really good guys on this team.
I think if they start Ronaldo, I think they lose. I think they lose. No, seriously. They're going to want Ronaldo is going to be like, me, pass it to me, make it to me, and then one more time, me. And yes, Ronaldo is still Ronaldo, and he can score and do all his happy dance, whatever. But then that team becomes one-dimensional, and then they're just going to – and Morocco could be like, well, we shut down Ronaldo. That's it.
Well, I think that they've proven that they won't. I think Fernando Santos, their manager, deserves a lot of credit. He sat the last match. Ruben Neves, João Cancelo, and Cristiano Ronaldo all started on the bench. 6-1 victory in the round of 16.
Yeah.
Against a Swiss team that deserves to be there. Why? Diego Dallo was having a better game. Pepe played amazing. Carvajal is exactly what you want in the midfield. Bruno Fernandes, yes, we make jokes about him flopping, and no, I cannot stand the man every time he has a Man United jersey on.
Yeah.
He's very, very good at soccer.
Oh, my God, is he so good.
João Felix is finally able to break out on his own in the national team. And it makes you wonder what is actually going on in Atletico Madrid that this wonder kid goes there and everyone thinks he fizzled out. But the second he's able to do what he wants to do, he's getting 2 assists a game.
Yeah, no, he's still good.
Yeah. And then obviously there's Ramos.
Yep.
With finally someone gets a Hattie in the World Cup. We were beginning to think it wasn't going to happen.
Who'd have thought it would be him? Out of all the goal scorers.
He's 21 years old. He plays for Benfica.
Yeah.
His expected goals on target was 3.32 last match.
Yeehaw. Is that good?
Yeah, it's good. It's good. Everyone in the world thought he was going to get a hat trick. It's just
No, this team's got depth. This team can be very scary.
Mm-hmm. I think this is where the Cinderella story ends. I think
I don't really see how Morocco wins, but that could also be set against Spain.
I could see Morocco winning against Spain. Again, you and I had big problems with Spain coming in, and then Spain beat Costa Rica. Spain beat Costa Rica by a lot, and we all went, well, see, they're fine, except for for 3 glorious minutes, Costa Rica was actually going ahead of Spain.
Yep.
You know, Spain had a chokehold on their group, and they pretty much gave it away.
Yep.
The whole I could see the Morocco thing. What I don't understand, and this is something that we are going to react to with Spain. How do you not score a penalty? How do you score none?
Mind blowing.
I don't understand what happened. I was screaming in the office. I literally got a text told me to keep it down. I cannot. Spain is. That was some of the worst penalties I've ever seen. And I'm saying that having just watched Japan take some of the worst penalties I had ever seen.
Yeah, at least Japan scored a pen.
I don't understand what happened. They were bad. I knew which way he was going.
Yeah. I'm not even a goalkeeper.
I'm always surprised with where the ball goes, man. Half the time I don't even watch them. I don't know what the hell's going on. Watch them run up. I'm like, yeah, that way. What is happening?
Yep.
That was bad. That was really, really bad.
So Morocco, back to this game, has only allowed 1 goal in tournament play. Do we see that success still? You're thinking probably not.
No.
You're going to get stormed. The castle's going to get stormed. And
I absolutely do. This isn't the first time Portugal's gone off.
No.
The other thing I'm going to say to Morocco is Morocco played a Canadian team that ended up with a -5 goal differential and 0 points. Were they fun to play? Yes, they were fun to watch. We enjoyed watching them, but we've talked about them a lot. They didn't really play well. A Belgian team that was self-imploding and had a Romelu Lukaku, who probably due to injury, but still could not find the net. It was horrible, especially that last game. And a Croatian team that really only turned it on against Canada. Apart from that's who Morocco faced.
True.
And then they went and faced a Spanish team that, yes, Spain scored 7 against Costa Rica, but the rest of group play showed what an aberration that was. They scored 2 more goals the rest of the tournament.
Yeah.
They scored 7 against Costa Rica. Then they scored it was a 0-0 draw against Germany. They scored 2 against Japan, I think. I think that's how that worked out. Oh, no, it's a 1-1 against Germany. 1-1 against Germany, 1 against Japan, failed to score against Morocco. So as much as we all have this idea that Spain was this offensive powerhouse, they weren't. Costa Rica had a really, really bad day, and Spain was able to take advantage of it. So those are the people that Morocco have faced, right?
Yeah.
No one they face has turned it on. If Morocco was coming out of a group that had Brazil in it, they would not have that 1 goal. That wouldn't be true anymore. Nope. I think it really is that simple.
Yeah, that's fair.
I think that the class of Portugal, and I hear that word again, the class of Portugal is just going to be too much. You look at the people on this team, and once you take Ronaldo out of it, and the cheerleader effect goes away, where you're like, oh my God. And you look at the rest of the team, you go, holy crap, these guys are ballers.
Yep.
What's your prediction?
I'm going to go crazy and say Ramos scores another hat trick.
I could see it.
I guess it's not that crazy.
I could see it. I got 4-1.
That's kind of what I was thinking. Ramos scores 3 and somebody else decides to put in another to join the party.
Could be 4-0.
I wouldn't put it past Diego Costa to fudge up something.
True. But so here's the other problem. When you have this defensive record, and we kind of saw it with the United States.
Yeah, we also.
You get torn apart once, man, and the confidence drops and the floodgates just.
Yeah.
And suddenly you can't do anything anymore. And Portugal has shown that they're a team that will just grab you.
And I had seen that on FOTMob that Roman Sassy might be out, but I can't find anything else online that says he's picked up an injury. He's got a apparent thigh injury, and if he's missing, I it's game over. We might see another crazy school stat line.
Maybe. I have not heard anything about that, but like I said, I've had life stuff going on, so I haven't really been paying attention.
Yeah.
I don't know if he is as pivotal as you think.
Well,
but I can understand why. You know, that's the other one where this Morocco team, it's not like the Japanese team where they're planning to use all 5 subs, you know, and you're not playing against 11, you're playing against 16. Yeah, I don't get this. I don't get that feeling with this Moroccan team. But anyway, on to what is going to be the highlight, the premiere, the game everybody talks about. It's got to go to extra time because it's got to be at least 116 minutes.
Or certainly the refs are going to make it that way.
Yeah. England, France. I'm excited for this match.
I mean, this is definitely the one that is the one with all the stars.
It's the one with all the stars, and it's the one where I think the teams match up in a very interesting way. I think they both like to overload the left side. And I think that we're going to see a lot of offensive play, and I think it's going to lead to a lot of goals. Hernandez and Mbappe love to overload the left side, and then Mbappe does a 1-2 with Griezmann. I know that you don't like Griezmann that much in his position. I think he's been playing fantastic.
I might have to walk that back a little bit. He's been playing extremely well.
And then when you get all worried and flustered about the fact that Griezmann and Hernandez and Mbappe, of all people, are coming on your left, you can't forget about now the leading goal scorer in French history, Olivier Giroud.
Who only scores bangers.
Yeah. And then, only Dembele on the other side.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a problem. Offensively, they're a problem. They're all over you. They're not necessarily as flashy as a Brazilian team, but man, are they good.
No, but they're efficient as hell.
Oh, and then, I slept on him, mostly because he was playing for Juventus, and Juventus seemed to be playing like crap. But Rabiot has turned it on this tournament.
Yep. I think, Juventus has a lot of other problems, but Rabiot is definitely going to be looking at a new club, I think, winter or next summer.
He could be one of the other guys who just big marcher. It could be this winter. Juventus has money problems.
Yep.
I think it's going to look great. However, and I'm getting a lot of this from Mr. JJ Bull from Tifo IRL. If you guys don't watch or listen to Tifo IRL, the breakdowns they do are amazing. He brought up a very good point. You have Foden and Shaw on the left side for the English.
Mm-hmm.
And they're going to be matching up very well against Dembele and Koundé. Dembele does not defensively come back. He doesn't cover defensively. And Koundé is a bit of a – I mean, when you're looking at it and you got Varane and Upamecano on the other side, you go after Koundé. It's just it's kind of that simple. I think you're going to see an awful lot of Kane coming back and playing that real deep 9, possibly even kind of a 10 role. I think you could see Saka coming in. I think you're going to see a lot of overlapping runs. And then when you're done with all of that, you still have to contend with Henderson, and you still have to contend with Jude Bellingham,
who's been a star. What a stud he's been.
So good. I mean, everyone knew he was so good. And
Yeah.
I guess if you're going to be on the English squad and not play in England, you have to be that good. They only played one guy. But God, is he that good?
Do you keep in Henderson or do you play Calvin Phillips?
Nope. I do not play Calvin Phillips, and I play Kyle Walker instead of Trippier. And I know that that's going to trip a lot of people up, but I think that Kyle Walker is going to play better against Mbappe, and I think that's what matters.
Yeah, I think Walker is a little bit more physical, and he's reckless in a good way.
People forget about him because he gets swallowed up in the monster that is the Man City squad.
Yeah.
This guy plays against ballers
Yep.
every Tuesday and Wednesday night for Man City, and he is a rock. And if he is even 80%, he starts.
Yep.
I like what Kieran Trippier is doing. I think he is doing great for Newcastle. I think he has done great for what he played. I think you absolutely have to pick Kyle Walker instead.
Yeah. Is John Stones out with an injury? Hammy? Is that a possibility? Because that's going to be a big issue. Because personally, I think I'd start Dyer over Connor Cody. But that's
I don't know, man. Aaron Ramsdale could probably play center back.
I mean, I've actually seen some of his foot skills, and they're not bad.
Declan Rice is also doubtful. That could be a problem.
Yeah, that's why I had said that's probably why Henderson had started.
No, Henderson was started because I think it was Declan Rice who was out.
Well, yeah, that would make sense.
Let me pull this back up real quick. Remind myself of who started. Nope, Henderson started. It was Henderson, Rice, and Bellingham in the midfield. They've kind of been doing this, the whole Mason Mount, Jack Grealish revolving door in midfield. Man, I don't know what to think of Jack Grealish. He was so good in Aston Villa, and I know that Pep loves him, and I know he's performing a job at Man City.
Yep.
But it seems like everywhere he goes, no one knows what to do with him.
Yeah, well, that's because he demands so much of the ball. And he wants to be that focal point to drive, get fouled, and then get a free kick. And a lot of this team doesn't want to do that. They want to counter, and they want to...
And they should.
And they want to work the ball in the box. And
they should, because
Grealish doesn't have that. He doesn't have that kind of mindset.
So, I mean, look at this. You have Bellingham, who is just phenomenal in everything he wants to do.
Yep.
You have Henderson, who has been playing rock and roll football for Jurgen Klopp.
Yeah.
You have Phil Foden, who I don't know if he deserves the gushing platitudes that people throw on him, but he is very good with the ball in his feet. He's very good with movement. I don't like people talk about him like he's this wonder kid, and I don't know if he's actually that good, but he's very good. I just don't know if he's God level that people put him at. You have Harry Kane, who has been doing this whole deep line number 9 thing for a while, and now pretty much exclusively plays park the bus and counterattack football under Conte. Yep. And then you have Bukayo Saka, who has been playing out the back, progressive, pass-minded soccer under Mikel Arteta. Yeah, I agree with you. I think you hit the nail on the head. I think that's exactly why Grealish doesn't fit, because he doesn't play the same style.
Yep.
And I think that's really where it lies. If Declan Rice is out with illness, it's probably Mason Mount who takes a spot.
See, I wouldn't do that personally. I think James Maddison is a way better player, way more dynamic, way more. His shot capability is set.
Is the first match that you play going to be the quarterfinals?
What's up?
Is the first match that you play going to be the quarterfinals?
Do you want? I just don't. I don't have a good feeling about what's going to
happen. I'm not talking about our starting 11. Yeah, you know what? My starting 11 would be different, but I'm not Gareth Southgate, and I didn't get to the finals of Euros, and I didn't get to the semifinals of 2018, and I'm not the quarterfinals now. You know, I think it's probably Mason Mount.
Oh, you're probably right, but
and I think Bellingham's relegated to more of a 6 role.
Well, that's why I was thinking Phillips. Oh, wait, never mind. Sorry. Just remember what you said. Heard what you said. But I think
It could be Calvin Phillips. You know what? You might be right. It could be Calvin Phillips. It depends how he wants to play. It really does. I think you really want to play more attack-minded football against France.
And if that's the case, it's James Madison who needs to start. And if you want to play more countering attack, then you play Calvin Phillips.
Yep. But it won't be James Madison. It'll be Mason Mount.
Yes, it will be. You're correct.
Or it could be Jack Grealish. I'd be surprised by Grealish. I'm expecting Mount. I'd prefer Madison.
The only way I see it as Grealish is
that's my start bench sell of those three.
Yeah, the only thing I could see at Grealish is if he has him playing deeper. Because he could pick up the ball, but you got Bellingham for that. So you're playing a double pivot, maybe. But it doesn't make any sense to me either.
No, I agree. However, you and I have jobs and life stuff going on, and Gareth Southgate has nothing to do for 4 days but watch film on the French national team and pick it apart. Who knows what he's seen?
That's true.
And I understand people have problems. Everyone has problems with their manager. Mikel Arteta is God, as far as I'm concerned. I have my problems with Greg Berhalter. If you want to hear about any of those, check out the Wicked Good Sports clips of Swinging at Chins, where we covered the U.S. men's team. We had thoughts. Some of them good, most of them not.
Mm-hmm.
We're excited about where the U.S. men's team's going, though. Anyway, back to this game. I think Southgate's good. I think he's smart. I think he's going to play the best players that he can. I think that if John Stones is out and Eric Dyer starts, I want to amend my previous prediction, and I think it's 4-2 France instead of 3-2 France. Eric Dyer and Harry Maguire do not for a strong center back pairing make. It's just that simple.
I think this game goes into PKs. I think it's going to be a 2-2 after extra time. Oh, and I think that France is probably going to go through on PKs. I'm not going to say the line. I don't.
All right, so let's break this down real quick. This is how I see it going. All right. In your PK world, if it gets to PKs, This is how we get to PKs. Mbappe, early overload with Hernandez on the left side. Attacking Kyle Walker.
Yep.
Kyle Walker gets sucked out a bit. 1-2 ball to Griezmann. Back to Mbappe. Cross back to Giroud. Early 1-0 France. England, 20th minute, 25th, catch him on the break.
Yep.
Beautiful 1-2, Foden to Kane, Kane deep lying, Foden, cross back over, Henderson, Kane, Saka, someone on that side slots it home.
Yeah, that's kind of where I thought you were going with that. That makes sense.
Then we go back to France. Mbappe, solo run, probably finishes it himself.
I was going to make another suggestion too, that all goals are going to be scored in the box. I don't think there's going to be anything outside the box.
I agree. The one thing I have against that is late in the game, if Kieran Trippier finds his way onto the pitch and there's a free kick for England 24 yards out, I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah, that's fair.
Anyway, Mbappe, solo run in the box, makes Harry Maguire look like a geriatric, scores. 85th minute, bullshit penalty call on Harry Kane. You know what's going to happen. You absolutely know what's going to happen. Slots at home, 2-2. We go into extra time. Everyone gets cagey in extra time. Couple close chances. Harry Kane puts one wide. Jack Grealish gets that free kick, but Kieran Trippier's not there, so someone else takes it, and it goes flying over the top. And then we end up in PKs.
Yeah.
And then who the hell knows?
Yep.
That would be a great story, though. If Bukayo Saka scores the winning PK to put England over France, talk about making up for Euros.
No kidding.
Not that he has anything to make up for. Plenty of people miss free kicks or PKs in that match. But
a la Spain.
Yeah. Well, I mean, even in that match, he was like the third English guy to miss, but he was the last one, so it was his problem. Anyway, I don't think that's going to happen. I think it's going to be 4-2 England. It's not coming home. I'm sorry. Even if it was, even if you get past France, I still don't think it's coming home.
No, because
you get past France and you have to play the winner of Morocco-Portugal, so almost assuredly Portugal.
Yep.
I could actually see England beating Portugal. I could. I absolutely could.
That's another one of those France-England matchups where I want to say France 2-1, but I could see 2-2 PKs. But I would think it's going to be Portugal 2-1, 3-1.
Anyway, we're living in my world for a minute. We're not on semifinals yet. If England managed to get by France on Saturday, I could see them beating Portugal. However, they're either going to be facing a Leo Messi Argentina that has turned it on, which is a scary thought.
Yep.
A counter-attacking Dutch team that has gotten by Brazil, which means they are going at 150%, or Brazil.
Which is
beaten. I don't want to face any of those.
Oh my God. It sounds so terrifying if you're
I don't want to sleep on Croatia, but I'm sorry. I don't see a way that Croatia make the finals.
We like Croatia, but it's just tough.
I love Croatia. I've been singing their praises this entire time, but I don't think they're playing well enough. Yep. I think the Netherlands either counter-attack their way to the finals, Argentina turns it on, or Brazil just keeps doing what Brazil's been doing, which is the most likely thing, and why, if you remember, they were my pick on the final day.
Are you asking me? Oh, never mind.
I'm holding that over. I'm just putting it back in so everyone remembers, because when we did the preview, I had Argentina, but then I said on opening day, I'm changing my mind back to Brazil.
We got ourselves a classic waffler here.
Yeah. All right, so that is it for the quarterfinals. It starts tomorrow at 10 a.m. Eastern. Is Croatia-Brazil. Tune in for goals. 2 p.m. Netherlands-Argentina. That could be amazing.
I can't wait for that one. I can't wait for any of these games. It's going to be so awesome. I'm not going to work at all tomorrow.
Right. I'm still holding out for an Argentina and Brazil.
Yes, please.
Absolutely. And then Morocco-Portugal. I think a lot of people are sleeping on it. I think it's going to be a ton of fun. And then England-France.
Yep.
I had said in our Wicked Good Sports clip, and it's a reel that's been making the rounds, that England plays down to us being the United States, because we're like their little brother. I think England plays up to France. As someone who thinks that France is on paper better, I think England plays up to them.
Well, that's why I'm going for the 2-2 PK finale.
Yeah, you want chaos. I want chaos. I think that'll be true. All right. Anything else you want to go over that we haven't talked about?
Nope. We've glossed over all the things I think we need to talk about.
Yeah, we're getting close to an hour on this one.
Yes, sir.
Not as long as I thought it would be, but a lot of good stuff that we talked about. If you want to hear more, we are on YouTube. We are on Spotify. We are on Apple Music, all at Swingin' at Shins. That is swinging with an apostrophe and no G. We also are on Wicked Good Sports. Wicked Good Sports is our parent channel. We do, that's the Swingin' at Shins logo.
Yep. Gotta search for it.
For those listening, he's pointing at the screen. And also, I have a very nice Christmas tree behind me. But anyway,
yes.
Wicked Good Sports is our parent channel. You can find Swing at Shins clips there where we covered the United States team. You can find Aaron doing the Villa Villa. You can find me doing the Way West Stand. You get no bonus points for guessing what the Villa Villa covers, and you get no bonus points for guessing what the Way West Stand covers. Excuse me for the double speak there, because I'm wearing an Arsenal jersey. So it's as simple as that. I also do Around the Diamond, which covers the Red Sox. We're going to have a winter meeting episode coming up soon. If you want to hear me rant and possibly throw stuff at my computer, you should definitely sign up for that one.
Yeah, he's a sad boy today.
I am very sad boy today. You can find Chris Uminski covering the Bruins on Power Play. You can find Jack Tiernan covering the Saints on Bayou Breakdown. Brian Marr, the guy who created all of this and usually does the interviews, does the Miami Minute. And then Ryan Flynn and Jack Tiernan usually both cover the Celtics at the buzzer. If you like sports, Wicked Good Sports is covering it in some way, I'm telling you. So go ahead and check that out. That'll be in the description. All of our links will be in the description. Final thing is, if you are in the capital region area of New York and an Arsenal fan, first of all, congrats. That's what you should be. And second of all, I am running the unofficial and hopefully soon to be official. Our paperwork got submitted to the board of directors at Arsenal America. But the unofficial supporter group, the Albany Gooners, we are on Instagram, we are on Facebook, we are kind of on Twitter. Who knows what's going on with Twitter anyway? We're getting our first merch in the mail tomorrow. Stickers, keychains, all that good stuff. We watch games at Wolves Beer Garden. We watch World Cup games at Wolves Beer Garden. In fact, I'm going to try to talk you into going to the England-France game on Saturday.
I don't think it's going to take that much convincing.
So that's all the plugging we need to do. If you are still listening, thank you. If you are on Spotify, please leave an answer to the questionnaire that's on there. If you are on Spotify and it lets you give a rating, please rate us. If you are on YouTube, please like, subscribe, give us a thumbs up, hit the notification bell. Any kind of interaction helps us out a ton.
We want to hear what you guys have to say. I mean, we might want to hear what you guys have to say, but
even
it'd be nice to hear what you guys have to say.
Bad. And if you're mean, then you know what? You listened, and that's the important. All right. It is late. I have editing to do. Is there anything else you want to talk about?
Nope. We can wrap this up.
All right. For Aaron Slater, I'm Rhett Conaway. Have a good night, everybody.
Good night, people.
Thank you guys for watching. We really appreciate you guys hanging around here with us. If you enjoyed these clips, go check us out on Wicked Good Sports, where we have all kinds of soccer coverage, as well as our main podcast here, Swinging at Shins. You can find the links in the description below.